Hi, today I'm going to talk to you about using FFmpeg to create a stream of your desktop to the AirMix product. The way that you do this is you need to go out to ffmpeg.org and and when you get there, you're going to go download, and from there we are going to hover over the Apple logo and it will give us an option for the macOS to get the static builds. From there, you click that and it gives you an option to either get the latest development snapshots, or in this case, we're going to grab the latest static build of FFmpeg, which is version 4.3.1. So you'll go ahead and you'll download that. And after you download that, we are now going to go and we are going to go to the downloads directory. In the downloads directory, we have the FFmpeg file in a zip form. To unzip that, you just double click it. It will then expand the file. And in this case, it named it FFmpeg 3 because I have another version that I can go ahead and move to the trash. But it's going to create that and drop it in the directory. This is the program file that you will use to execute what you're going to do. So when you first go into the terminal program, you can hit Command Spacebar and type in terminal, and that will launch the terminal program. When you launch the terminal program, you will be in your main directory for your user. From here, we are going to change directory. So CD space capital DOW for downloads. If I hit the tab key, it'll auto fill, and then you hit enter. This now puts us into our download directory, and here you can see we have the FFmpeg file. So if I want to run that, I'll clear the screen here, and then I want to do a /FFmpeg, and then I hit enter, and that runs the FFmpeg file. So by running that file, it shows me um, that the file is there, it's running. Now you can put this file somewhere where it's in your path to where it can be executed from any directory, and then you're just typing FFmpeg to execute it. But in my scenario, we've put it in the downloads folder. I'm just going to run it from there because that's where it is for this exercise. So from here, the first thing that you're going to do is you can go and read more about FFmpeg and all of that. But one of the first things we're going to do is use the avfoundation driver to get us a list of devices that are available on this machine. So this is the Apple Video Foundation driver for FFmpeg. So if we copy this command and run it, so we're basically telling it to list the devices. Um, and so it comes back and it lists all the devices that are on this machine. So I have video devices and I have audio devices. In this case, we are going to capture from audio device 1, or sorry, not audio device, from video device 1. And that is going to be what we are going to play to AirMix. Um, so from here, I've got a couple different commands. I've got a UDP and TCP based commands for using the MPEG TS protocol with both either TCP or UDP. So let me talk through this just a little bit, and you can see what we're doing here. I'm calling FFmpeg out of the current directory. I'm telling it to use the AV foundation. I'm then telling it to use index 1, which if you remember here, index 1 is our capture screen. I am going to use a pixel format and a frame rate, and then I'm going to convert whatever that input is into a command that basically is saying convert this using the H.264 library with some presets and other things. I found that if I don't use the fastdecode, it can cause problems in causing some tearing and pixelation and some other things. And then you're basically telling it to put that out to the MPEG TS protocol, and we're going to send that directly to my iPad's IP address using the port 1234. So if I take this command here and I go to execute this, let me clear the screen here. When I execute this, just by default, it's going to come back and it's going to tell me connection refused. The reason the connection's refused is because I have not yet set up the um, the TCP/IP connection for this particular input. Okay, now that we have got our stream set up, our FFmpeg commands and product on our desktop, next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a new source. So I'm just going to go ahead and maximize the sources window so that we can see a little better here and see what we're doing. We're going to click that, choose external stream. When we get the external stream, we're going to choose mpegts. We're going to choose TCP. And on here, we're going to choose local host, which means look at my own computer, colon 1234, which was the port we set up. As soon as we do that, we then have the option we can hit connect, nothing will happen here, and we can go ahead and say done. Now, this is going to be sitting there trying to listen on that TCP IP command. Remember that we told, or we're going to tell the command to use our iPad's IP address. And because we said localhost, it doesn't matter which IP our iPad has. So when you get ready to run this and you've brought your iPad up on a different network, you can go in and look and see in the network settings what the IP address is. In fact, we're just going to pop out, we'll go to settings and I'll show. And from there, you'll see that is your IP address right there that you can go to. So if we go back to our switcher, which is AirMix, it's now going to reconnect. You saw a little bit of screen shift there because we're now connecting again. If I come in here and get ready to run this stream, I'm going to go back to my desktop. I'm going to take the command. We're just going to go ahead and copy that command. This is the TCP/IP command. And now we're running. We look that it's now talking to that stream. And now if I turn off the stream, that was the UDP stream that I was using so that I could record this, and now use my TCP stream, you can see that that stream is there. And if I put me in the lower window there and I move this around, you'll see that it's there, it's working, and now I can use that as an input. If you have other streams or things that are from different computers, you can actually go back in, edit the settings. If I long press on where it says custom stream settings, I can now type TCP stream, and now say done. If I go back, it doesn't auto refresh the nickname or the title, but if I go back causing it to refresh, you now can see that that is the TCP stream that we are now using. Um, and so from that point on, it's there. If I actually go back into here and I hit the connect again, it will kill that. And so I'm going to go back to my UDP stream um, to see that it has basically, you know, the conversions failed. It's no longer talking. If I come back in here and restart this, if it's got the connection, if it's there, it will then bring that back up, and now you have your TCP stream again. So again, setting it to localhost gives you the ability that it doesn't matter what is trying to connect to it, as long as it's pointing to the IP address of this iPad, then this camera or source setting will always look locally to find that stream coming in. So again, this is how you can use FFmpeg to take your desktop from Big Sur, Mac OS, sending that to my iOS 14 device running AirMix as a source. Hopefully this helps you figure it out, get it. The commands I used will be listed in a file along with this video on my YouTube channel, and we hope that this helps you out. Thank you.